For the past couple of years, the cycling press has been awash with stories about pros moving to using shorter cranks. Recently, stars such as Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert have moved to using shorter cranks too in search of those marginal gains. So the trend and the noise has really taken off on the back of that. It seems to have originated from TT bikes. With smaller cranks, the knees don't come up so far at the top of the pedal stroke, meaning that the riders can get further forward in their position and improve their aerodynamic efficiency. In fact, friend of the Flaneurs Mike Turnison recently confirmed that while he still uses 172.5mm cranks on his road bike, he uses 165mm on his TT bike, and that is quite a considerable difference. There's also been a great many YouTubes on the subject, and I think I've watched the majority of them. My interest in the subject, as an older rider, is the potential benefit for my knees. My recent outing at the Ride Reigate left me with sore knees, in particular the left one, for a few days afterwards. There wasn't any pain during the ride, so I'm pretty confident it's old age rather than my position on the bike that's causing it. The shorter cranks mean a smaller pedalling circle, which in turn means less pressure on my knees and less movement in the saddle. The hips also benefit as they don't close off, so the angle is a bit more open. It doesn't come up to here, sort of stays there. And many people who have made the change have reported better feelings in both the hips and the lower back, and that also piqued my interest. There are some things to consider when changing your crank length. You'll need to change your saddle height to compensate for the shorter cranks because your leg won't be as long. It will mean that you need to stretch it out a little bit more, so therefore seat height goes up. When seat height goes up, you'll probably need to change the setback of the saddle too. If you're not confident in doing those kind of things yourself, then you'll need a professional bike fit. It also changes your gearing, but it does mean less movement to match the previous effort. Some people think that a reduction in length forces a reduction in torque, which reduces overall power. But Bradley Wiggins seemed to do all right. I decided that the benefits for my aging joints were worthy of me hopping on this particular trend. So I took myself to Condor Cycles and bought a set of 165mm cranks. Now, the trend has been so big recently that the 165mm seem really, really difficult to get hold of. I plotted my average power and my average cadence over my last 30 rides and set about installing those cranks on my bike. I also fitted a new bottom bracket while I was there. This will probably be a video one of two, with a follow-up some kilometres down the road to go over my thoughts and findings and whether I prefer the 165s or the 170 stock cranks that came with my bike. So here's the video. Enjoy.
60 odd K into my first ride with the new shorter cranks, and I think a lot of the benefit won't be seen until I get off the bike. We'll see how my knee and my back feel, you know, a few hours after the finish. I think that might be the telling factor. What I can say is, out on the ride, the pedalling circle is noticeably smaller. You noticeably feel that your legs aren't coming up as high into your chest as they were before. I still think that there is some tinkering to be done with saddle height to get the position just dialed in spot on. But as far as comfort goes, I certainly feel less pressure in my knees and also in my quads, because they don't seem to be closing off with the hips so much. So yeah, it feels nice, it feels better. I haven't had particularly good legs today, but it's been noticeably different anyway, so be interesting to see what it's like when I'm on a good day. But that'll be a follow-up for another video. So we'll see you in that one. This ride will be part of another video, I'm sure. But do like, subscribe, tune in for part 2. See ya.